Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Scramble. Today, we get to meet a celebrity in the cubing world. Welcome, Andrew. And Andrew is famous, if you guys haven't already seen, for learning how to solve the cube
Famous.
completely. Well, I mean, I would say you've probably gotten,
Mhm.
have you crossed like 1 million views across platforms?
Oh yeah, yeah. On TikTok, it blew
Yeah,
up.
you know what's funny
Yeah.
actually, guys? I saw Andrew's video on YouTube. Okay, I was just scrolling through my YouTube, posting videos for this channel. I see the video, I watch it, and then I comment on it. Right? I comment, "Hey, would you be down for an interview? Like, this is super cool, right?" And you like the comment, and
Mhm.
what happens is a couple days later, my friend sends me the video of you on TikTok. Like
Yeah.
just completely randomly. This guy never sends me anything. But he knows I do Rubik's Cubes. And he sends me
Mhm.
your video. And he's like, dude, this is so cool. I'm like, dude, I literally reached out to him and it would be super cool if I get to talk to him. And now we're here.
It's finally happening. Yeah, it's really funny. I feel like you see, I mean, I haven't been doing content long, but like
Yeah.
you see the number and it's like at some point like the number is just it's like a number. So you don't
Yeah.
really know like what's going on.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
that's funny how you
Wait,
like
so I'm actually
mentioned that.
curious. Did you when you uploaded the video, did you just like not look at it for a while or did your phone blow up or something? How did that work?
No, I looked at it. So it's funny. So okay, just to give a little bit of context,
Yeah.
I worked in corporate for like a really long time, and then I quit my job because I was
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
really burnt out, and
Yeah.
then I started making content and stuff. But like this Rubik's Cube thing was actually like my first idea.
Okay. I
And
see.
I was like, I told my girlfriend, I'm like, dude, this is a banger idea. Like,
Yeah.
and then I was like editing the video and stuff like, this is gonna be like my magnus opus, like 100%. Like because I was
Yeah.
like confident that I would do well.
Yeah.
But like you have those feelings, but you still like never know.
Right.
But no, I was definitely like watching like the numbers and stuff,
Yeah.
for sure.
That's
Hmm.
super cool. And I see the juggling balls behind you. I think you also made a video on learning how to juggle, right?
Yeah, so I still think I'm like figuring out like the type of content I want to do, but
Okay,
like
yeah.
that's like one of the things where because the Rubik's Cube thing was like so successful,
Yeah.
um, I think a lot of people just like come into my stream or like other videos and they're like, when's your, I don't know, they ask me about like the Rubik's Cube stuff, but
Yeah.
like that is not, that's like just one of many things like I want to end up doing.
Yeah.
Not saying I'm never going to do any Rubik's Cube
So
stuff
you're kind of like
anymore.
experimenting a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. And
Yeah.
I think like a lot of like different like challenge type of stuff
Yeah.
is like what I'm leaning towards. That's like kind of what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
But yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, that's super cool. You kind of reminded me of like a vibe of like Dude Perfect, but like challenging.
Yeah.
Like different kinds of challenges, not like, sports challenges, but like maybe that could be one thing you do. But this is
Yeah, no,
like
for
that was a
sure.
great idea. Do you have a
Yeah,
cube
yeah,
on
yeah.
you, by the way?
I do. I
Okay.
have the
Yeah.
exact one I used in the video.
No way.
I left it like untouched for like the longest time. But
After you solved
like
it?
yeah, yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want to touch it. But then I don't know. Now I'm just like, oh, whatever. Like I'll just mess
Have you
around with
solved
it.
it again after
I
solving
have
it?
not. I have
Okay.
not. So basically, like, and a lot of people have asked me that.
Yeah.
But basically, what I'll say is like, I don't know any more than I knew during the time of the video. So like, I
Okay.
think at that point, I still don't know how to like reorient the top corners. I only know how to like what's it called? Uh like translate them, like move them around, I guess.
Yeah.
So I can finish it, but it would take me like, I don't know, like 6 hours or something, like however long. I'd have to get lucky for the last
That's
part,
crazy.
you
Yeah.
know? So that's like people ask me all the time, like, can you still do it or can you do it? I'm like,
Yeah.
I can do it, but like I don't know if I want to put like 6 hours
Yeah.
into it right
And
now.
so I'm guessing you haven't looked at any like cubing like content or like learning like any methods afterwards. You're just kind of still in that area where like everything you
Yeah,
know is still what you came up with.
yeah, it's funny too because I feel like even like when you're talking to me, I think you said you're like a 7 second, eight
Yeah,
second or
average
something.
like
Like
6 to 8 seconds about. Yeah.
that doesn't mean much. Like I don't have like a frame of reference or
Right, yeah,
anything.
yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So I think it's also like I feel like a lot of people who like do speed cubing and stuff, it's almost like they have like their own like language or like there's like a
We
bunch
we
of
do. We do.
things, right? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So anytime someone like talk to me about that, I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. Like slow down. So like I think the day I finished it, like on stream,
Yeah.
like I looked at like a little bit of stuff, but like nothing, not enough to like make it like stick
Yeah.
or like anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? I remember like watching your video, and I don't know if you'll remember this, if you can kind of see it from here, but
Yeah, yeah.
this kind of algorithm that you were doing, like for the corners.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That is like
Yeah.
an algorithm that's like what I use. So I run a nonprofit that teaches cubing to older
Yeah.
people, and I just taught like one of my friends yesterday on a bus ride from somewhere.
Uh-huh.
But that's one of the algorithms I teach. And I remember watching your video, and at one point you were doing that algorithm. I was like, "There's no way he came up with that by himself. Like that's crazy." So
No, there were like
yeah.
two things. I think there was that, and then I don't even I forget. It's been a while, so I forget what I called it. I think I called it like a second layer, like punch in with maintenance
I
or
saw your
some random
spreadsheet. Your
ass
spreadsheet was
name.
really funny.
Yeah, like random name. I think
Yeah.
those two were like the biggest kind of like findings. Yeah, because I kind of like spam those like a
And
lot.
I think making the spreadsheet is like a really smart move on your end. And honestly,
Mhm,
that's super cool. Like that there's like a real I don't think there's a ton of resources or documentation of someone like working through something like this and then like
mhm,
noting down their thought process. Like you don't I don't think you I mean, I'm sure you kind of have an idea of like how valuable that spreadsheet is to like the people who are like learning. Like when I teach people now, like I can kind of like your ability, I think there were a couple comments on your video about this, but the
mhm.
fact that you were able to distinguish between an edge and a corner like I know it took a couple hours, but like being able to make
Yeah,
that distinction is so huge, especially
yeah.
when
That
teaching
that
people. And
it was funny. I think there was like a moment my first day I was doing it, and I think it was like 5 or 6 hours in.
yeah,
I'm like, wait, these pieces are different. Like one has
yeah.
like three
I think
three
it was six
stickers and one
hours
has
at
two.
something because I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
that.
So I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
it's just funny how like when you first look at it, it's you see it in one way, and then your understanding kind of like changes.
yeah,
Um, yeah, but the thing about like the notes, right, is like I'm a really bad note taker, as in like
yeah,
I'm kind of like lazy.
yeah,
Like I just keep like a lot of stuff in my head, and like I've never been good at like taking notes and sharing them with people or anything like that because
yeah,
I'm just like a really unorganized person, I guess. So it like it makes sense to me, but like I know some people were like asking me for like, oh, can we see like the spreadsheet? And I think I maybe shared like some stuff, but it's like it wouldn't make sense to like most people because I just wrote it for
yeah,
myself in mind,
yeah,
so and just like the minimum words
yeah.
necessary to like make it make sense for me. So that's funny.
Good. No, I just think it's great that you took that like extra effort, and it probably helped you at the end. Like I'm
And no,
guessing. Yeah,
I needed to.
yeah,
There's
yeah. I
no
don't think
way.
it's yeah,
Yeah, if
yeah.
I did it, because the first day I was just kind of like winging it, and I think
When did you
at
start the
that
spreadsheet? Do you know like roughly what time?
it was the second day, and then
Okay,
I
yeah,
went through like a couple iterations. So like the spreadsheet I did, but then like there's another one where I moved to like a Word doc, and like I think that actually was like better notation for me almost.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, there's you like I think that's the most important thing is just like tracking changes, right?
yeah.
To just understand, or else you're just. And it's funny because each day I did it, like the first 2 hours or first 3 hours, like I'm kind of like clear mental clarity, and like that's when I got the most work done.
Oh
And then
yeah.
after that, like my brain is kind of just like tired, so I'd be just like fiddling around and like not really doing
So
anything for
actually,
like the
you
rest.
just inspired a question in me. Did you
Hmm?
dream about the cube at all, like any of the nights?
That's funny. I did not dream about it, but like before going to like in bed, like
Yeah.
I would be thinking about the cube,
Okay,
like
yeah. Because
like
whenever
I
I
would
do
just
stuff like where like I'm like hyper fixated on something or do it for a really long time, I end up dreaming about it and it's like stuck in my head. Like everything around me like turns into some sort of fragmentation of it. So
yeah no because I think like it's sort of similar to like chess too, and like even the cubes. I feel like if you do it like so much, it's like I don't mean like you see the world in cubes or something, but it's
yeah,
like it's
yeah,
just such a
yeah,
big part of your brain
yeah,
that it's funny.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So one of the things I wanted to ask is
Mhm.
okay, so did you ever feel like you wanted to like stop? And I feel like there's
Oh
definitely a ton of people who've asked you. How did you like kind of push through and actually do it? Because 43 hours is not a joke, right? So
yeah, so I
yeah.
think there were a couple moments where I like really was like, this is not possible. And I think it's like maybe like days like 3, 4, 5, or 4, 5, 6 maybe.
Yeah.
Like each one of those days, it was like, Yeah, there's my girlfriend. I would just talk to her like after I stream like every night, like, oh man, I do not know if I can do this. Like, I don't know if it's possible. Like, I kind of
Yeah.
just want to give up. But I think well, there's like a couple things. Um, one, I think I had like additional incentive because like I wanted to make this into content, and
Yeah.
also like there's some people like watching me and like when I was streaming.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh
and
yeah.
then two, I think just like I don't know, I'm kind of like a masochistic like crazy person, so like it's like not uncommon for me to like kind of like I don't want to say like enjoy, I guess like kind of enjoy these things like to an
Yeah.
extent.
No, that actually
Um,
makes sense. Yeah.
yeah,
I
so
can
I
relate
think,
to that.
and also I think the one thing that bothered me was like I feel like not a lot of people, but like I think we're like some people who are like, oh, there's no way this is possible to like figure it out on your own, and
Yeah.
like some people are like, oh, this guy is a great actor or something. So,
That's crazy.
but
I mean,
I think it's like I was also unemployed, so like I quit my job like a week before I started this. So I
okay.
think
Wow.
like there's no way I could have done this like with a job,
Right,
like
right.
because
That makes
or
sense.
like even like a kids or like responsibilities or anything
Right.
like that. But I think just like because I had like so much time available and I was like excited to do something else besides like working.
Yeah.
Like I also don't know, like I've been streaming for a little bit now. If I did that like today, like maybe I have like less like mental bandwidth or something to like commit to that. So I don't know. I think it was like just a good, like a perfect situation, I
Yeah.
think.
And I
So
think like part of the reason it's so cool is like there's probably been like millions of people who like I mean I'm probably not
mhm,
exaggerating very much. Like there's been millions of people who tried to solve the cube, off
mhm,
rip like with
mhm.
nothing. I think you might be one of the only people that actually do it all the way. So that's why I wanted to ask you, have you ever like seen any like documentation of anyone like solving it? Like when you had the video
Like,
idea, like did you check to see
yeah.
if anyone had done this before, I guess? Because I don't know
Um,
if anyone has, but
I don't actually think I checked. So I just remember like I've had this or not this idea. Like I never had the idea to make into a video,
yeah.
but like when I was a kid, like I think I don't know, maybe like 10 to 12 or something.
Yeah.
I never owned a Rubik's Cube, but I had like some friends who did, and like when I'd go to their houses or something, like I'd try to do the Rubik's Cube for like I don't know, 30 minutes or something. And then I think like the most I ever got was like just like one side or like one face or
Yeah.
maybe like two, I don't know. But like it would annoy me because like everyone would know who bought one would know how to solve it because they like looked it up or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like I just it's part of like my personality. Like I was just
Yeah.
like, no, I want to do this on my own and
Yeah.
figure it out on my own. And then like that kind of like stuck with me. I guess it
Yeah.
was like deep in my brain somewhere because
Yeah.
like now like 15, 20 years later, that
Yeah.
was like the first idea I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I think it was just like kind of within me like the whole time.
Yeah. And
Hmm.
then this is probably another question you get a lot, but I just have to kind of hear it from you.
Hmm.
When you like obviously like finished it, and I've seen your reaction, but I just
Hmm.
kind of want to know like what was going on in your head when you finished it. Was it just like silent or was it like loud, I guess? Like this is very figurative language, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
Because that's a pretty powerful moment. And it's great that you caught it on the camera too. It's like amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was like more quiet. Um, I don't know. I was kind of like shaking and like it,
I can feel like the shivers
yeah,
go
yeah,
down.
yeah. Yeah. Like
I don't know. Like it's just amazing to me.
it's funny because like I feel like it's one of those things where like if you actually look at it, it's like a I don't know, like a children's puzzle or like I don't know, just like a it's kind of like a simple thing, right? But it's
Yeah.
like in that moment, and even now, I feel like it's like one of the proudest. Like I didn't realize, I guess, like how proud I would feel in that moment, and even now. But yeah, it just felt like I'm so glad I didn't quit. I'm so
Yeah.
glad I
Oh
did
yeah.
because
Yeah. Yeah.
believe me, I was so close. Like a
Yeah.
couple of those nights, I was so close. But
And no one
I'm
would have
it.
blamed you if
Yeah,
you quit. That's the
yeah.
thing. Like that's
Mhm.
so powerful that you kept going. Like
Yeah, so I think it was just like yeah, just like silent like reflection. And it's
yeah.
like right, I don't know, 43 hours can sometimes like seem like a small amount of time, but also like a
Right.
ton of time. But
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
just like just having that journey was pretty special, I think.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And you know what the like other like amazing thing I think about your video is?
Hmm.
Like I think you're inspiring other people, not just Rubik's cubes, right? Rubik's cubes are a very like
Hmm.
small part of the world. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, like, it's basically just a children's toy, right? I think
Hmm.
what you were able to do is like inspire people to keep going and try something new. And it's one of the things I like to do, like by going around and teaching people, like to tell
Hmm.
them that, hey, like you can do this even though you've never thought you can. And you kind of took it to the next level by saying, hey, I can do this by myself
Hmm.
and I have the power to learn. And I think that's like really, really inspiring and amazing that you're able to do that. And I think that's really one of like the biggest reasons like you were able to blow up too. Not only was it entertaining,
Hmm.
but it kind of like struck a chord with people because it's like, well, you hear people say that they learned how to solve it by themselves, but
Hmm.
like obviously there's like a mix of everything. But you're one of the few people who's able to like how to have the patience to stream it, document it, like go through the entire process on stream and create content out of it for other people
Yeah.
to kind of
Yeah, for
share
sure.
that.
And it's
So
yeah, it's funny because I mean, like I've obviously been inspired by like other people to make like types of content. Like I have my own inspirations and stuff like that. But like,
yeah,
yeah, I got like a message from someone else like the other day, and
yeah,
they were like kind of like checking in with me. Like they're like, oh, I want to stream like the same thing. Like, would it be okay? And I'm like, dude, you don't need my permission. Like you go ahead. But it's kind of like the same, kind of what you're referring to, I guess.
yeah,
But it's funny. They're like, "Oh yeah, I'm a new small streamer," but I'm like, "I'm also a new small streamer." Like we're in the same boat. You just go
yeah.
through. But yeah, that's I think that's awesome.
That
Yeah,
must have been amazing to see someone else like, want to like, I guess, inspired by you to do a similar thing. That's really cool.
yeah. And I think the coolest part was honestly like the like streaming Rubik's Cube like community because like this was like one of my first. It was like my first stream, so I
Yeah,
had no idea what I was getting into. But
yeah.
I don't know if you know Graham Siggins.
I've
He's
heard
like
the
a
name. I've heard the name.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he's like a former US champion or
yeah,
something in Rubik's Cube. But
yeah.
like he kind of like hopped into my stream and like
Oh,
him and like
that's
a bunch of people and it was yeah, they were all just like so cool and like supportive.
yeah,
And yeah, it was just like a really I couldn't imagine like a better way to like start off like my
yeah,
content.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's huge, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was a pretty big leap too. I mean, that was a huge commitment for like, one of your first, I guess, like videos. And it's amazing
Dude,
that you did it.
I did not know what I was getting myself into. Let me
Yeah.
tell you. I thought like I don't know, I'm so naive to it. Like I
Yeah.
thought it was gonna be like I was like, oh, I told my girlfriend like the day I was doing it, I'm like, she's like, how long do you think it's gonna take? I'm like, oh, maybe like 8 hours or something. Like if it takes a long time, like maybe 10. So I
That's
did
funny.
not know what I was getting myself into.
Yeah.
Mhm.
One of the things I like to ask myself actually, this is kind of like a personal thing, but whenever like I'm learning something in school, like let's say a new math concept, sometimes I like tell myself if I were stranded in a desert and I had to do this from scratch, like by myself, how many years
Mhm.
would it take me? Like where like I'm like you don't have to worry about food or water or anything. You just have to spend time. And I think it's so amazing how you're one of those people who are like, let's actually do it, like in real life. That's this so
No,
inspiring.
and I'm kind of the same boat as you.
Yeah.
That's something that's like very like interesting to me.
Yeah.
And like also like things I'm thinking about like content in the future. It's like same thing. Like
Yeah.
you're stranded on an island. You have to like make like a light bulb. Could I make a light bulb like by myself? Like just like
Yeah.
invent like electricity like by my like just without like really knowing.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it's like
Dude.
yeah.
Wait, I have to tell you this. So, one thing I like to tell myself, and I'm sure you've probably done this too, based on like your personality and what you've been saying.
Hmm.
Like, I like to imagine if all the humans right now in the world just vanished like that,
Hmm.
and like let's say all infrastructure and everything is gone, would I be able to like use my bare hands, like go through the dirt, like eat food, like shelter, find like the wires, build electricity, build a computer from scratch, like all
For
that from
sure.
scratch, like with no one else? Like, the thing is, it's possible, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
It's so
Yeah.
cool to like imagine that. And I think this is kind of like a fragment of that kind of idea of being able to like be the person who's like pioneering something new and like trusting yourself to
Yeah, and I think
yeah.
yeah, like one of the reasons also like that type of stuff is interesting to me is
Yeah.
because like I feel like nowadays like obviously the internet has enabled so many things and
Yeah.
like fueled so much progression,
Yeah.
but in a way it also kind of like unifies like all thought process and everyone just is kind of like
Yeah.
just in one train of thought. And yeah, like one of the things I've always thought about is like if people were just like if we isolated communities and left them alone for like I don't know 20, 30 years, like what how different would they look? They would do be good at different things. They would
Right.
like use different methods.
Yeah.
And I feel like that just with the internet, like that's not a thing anymore. We just live in
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
like
yeah.
one
That's
globalized world.
yeah.
Um yeah, so that's kind of like I think like in the same vein. It's just yeah, just there's like no like variation of thought, I feel like
Is that
these
some kind of
days. Yeah.
like content you're interested in, like creating like that? Like, imagine you're stranded on an island. Like, can I make? I could see like that kind of niche like in YouTube, like being.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
think it's a
for
very
sure.
big thing right now, and I could see like you like really stepping into that. I think.
Yeah, no, I've
Yeah.
definitely thought about that.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that I've realized with this stuff though is like
Yeah.
it's hard. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I could not like run back to back like Rubik's Cube type of stuff like all the time because it just takes so much like mental strain and I guess like physical strain too.
Oh yeah. I mean, you're
So
sitting
I feel like
all
I'm
day.
yeah, and I feel like I'm that's kind of one of the things I'm grappling with right now is like trying to find a balance of like
Yeah.
this super challenging like I don't know like innovative content and stuff and like
Yeah.
things that are like kind of like more sustainable. Like I guess
Yeah.
for me that I could like kind of like mix in.
Yeah.
But yeah, like what you're mentioning, like that type of stuff is super interesting to
You
me,
know
and I think
what?
there's definitely,
When you hit a
Mhm.
million subscribers, this interview will still be up there.
Dude,
Yeah.
hopefully,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but for sure that's definitely something I'm definitely thinking about. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Super cool.
Hmm.
Yeah. What platforms are you kind of like? Are you still focused on TikTok right now, or I know I think your YouTube channel like it's growing. So I guess what are your like priorities with that? Like kind of everywhere, or are you focusing on one? Or
Yeah, so I mostly stream on Twitch,
okay,
twitch.tv/ and it's Rue. And
okay,
then same thing over on YouTube. I think those are actually my like main focuses.
okay, yeah,
And then I just like short form, kind of like I don't want to say like on the back burner, but just kind of it's definitely like a step down for me, just in terms of like priority.
right, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. See
Yeah.
what you mean. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, I want to end this interview with one more question.
Hmm.
So if you had to give one piece of advice to someone who wanted to try something new and challenge themselves, and this obviously does is not limited to Rubik's Cube. This can literally be anything from academic to physical to emotional.
Hmm.
What's one piece of advice that you would give as someone who's been able to document a journey that inspires probably millions of people? Yeah.
Yeah, I think um it's gonna sound cliche, right? But I feel
Okay,
like
yeah.
until you like truly grasp it, it like it's just like words. But like I guess for me, I think like literally, okay, not literally, but like anything is possible. I think a lot of times when people think something isn't possible, it's because they're stating it from their own personal like frame of reference, like their experiences, their knowledge, or whatever. So it's like when someone thinks you can't do something, it's like they think they can't do that. But like everyone is different
Yeah.
and it's just yeah, but like I
Yeah.
think like kind of the world is like limitless. And a lot of times like your mind is like the first thing to like shut yourself down or
Yeah.
do something, but truly like limitless. Like this world is limitless.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, on that note, thank you so much for joining me today. I think
Hmm.
I'm so glad that I was able to talk to you. I don't even care about my subscribers. I mean, hopefully they'll watch this, but this is just fun for me to talk to someone. And I think you've inspired me too, just by the video and
Thank you.
especially after hearing you talk and your
Hmm.
perspectives. And honestly, like, I mean, you're a breath of fresh air in this world. Like, I just have to say that. I hope you remember that. Like, I mean, I really like how you mentioned the internet, and especially with
Hmm.
artificial intelligence and everything, like ChatGPT, obviously, like everybody's
Hmm.
kind of falling into this
Yeah.
like path where like let's just try to get rich, make money, and then
Hmm.
drop off the world. You know what I mean? Instead of like, why not like enjoy what life has to offer and push yourself to be the best version you can? And yeah, I mean,
No, for sure. And dude, you're the breath of fresh air. Like
oh,
you're fucking. I did not even know you're 17, but I mean, I just want to say it was great chatting with you too.
oh
I was honestly a little worried because I looked at your like previous like interviews and stuff, and there are
yeah,
these like fucking world record holder. Like,
Oh,
and
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
dude, if
Yeah.
he asks me like any like Rubik's Cube questions, like I'm gonna seem like the
Yeah.
biggest idiot. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm
Yeah.
doing,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I'm glad
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
didn't dive like too deep into the weeds.
Yeah, 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 I know, I know. But I mean, yeah, I think most of like the stuff you're able to offer extends much more beyond Rubik's cubes, which I think is even more insightful. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
For sure.
Thank you.
Anyways, it was great chatting. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Hmm.